The Sierra Madre Mountains cast long shadows. These ancient peaks, rugged and imposing, have stood as silent sentinels for centuries. Their craggy faces and deep valleys are shrouded in mystery, often cloaked in mist and shadow. The mountains are not just a geographical feature, they are a character in the story of Sinaloa, a witness to the unfolding drama of human ambition and desperation. They hide secrets, they shelter outlaws. The dense forests and hidden pathways provide perfect cover for those who wish to remain unseen. These mountains have been a refuge for bandits, revolutionaries, and, more recently, drug traffickers. The rugged terrain is both a barrier and a sanctuary, a place where the law's reach is tenuous at best. This is Sinaloa, the heartland of Mexico's drug trade. A region known for its fertile lands and strategic location, Sinaloa has become synonymous with the narcotics industry. The state's economy is deeply intertwined with the cultivation and trafficking of illegal drugs, making it a hotbed of criminal activity and violence. A land where poppies bloom and violence explodes. The vibrant fields of poppies, with their delicate flowers, belie the deadly trade they support. These fields are the starting point for a journey that ends in addiction and death for many. The violence that accompanies this trade is brutal and unrelenting, with explosions and gunfire a common occurrence in the rural areas. This is where Joaquín Guzmán El Chapo rose to power. Born into poverty, Guzmán's rise to the top of the drug trade is a story of ambition, ruthlessness, and cunning. His ability to outmaneuver both rivals and law enforcement made him a legend in the criminal underworld. El Chapo, Shorty, a nickname earned from his 5'6" frame, but his stature belied his influence and power. Despite his height, Guzmán cast a long shadow over the drug trade, his reach extending far beyond the borders of Mexico. But his shadow stretched across continents. From the Americas to Europe, Africa, and Asia, Guzmán's influence was felt worldwide. His cartel's operations spanned the globe, making him one of the most powerful and feared drug lords in history. It was the shadow of a drug lord, a ruthless killer. Guzmán's reign was marked by extreme violence and a willingness to eliminate anyone who stood in his way. His reputation for brutality was well-earned, and his name became synonymous with fear and death. A master of escape. Twice he broke out of maximum security prisons. His escapes were the stuff of legend, involving intricate planning and the corruption of prison officials. Each escape only added to his mythos, making him seem invincible. Once in a laundry cart, another time through a mile-long tunnel. The tunnel, complete with ventilation and lighting, was a testament to his resources and ingenuity. These escapes embarrassed the Mexican government and showcased Guzmán's ability to defy the odds. His legend grew with each daring escape. The media coverage of his escapes turned him into a folk hero for some, a symbol of defiance against authority. But for others, he was a dangerous criminal who needed to be stopped at all costs. He was a ghost, a phantom, untouchable. For years, Guzmán evaded capture, slipping through the fingers of law enforcement time and again. His ability to disappear and reappear at will made him one of the most elusive fugitives in the world. The Sinaloa Cartel, under his command, became a global empire. With a vast network of operatives and sophisticated smuggling techniques, the cartel dominated the drug trade. Guzmán's leadership turned the Sinaloa Cartel into a powerful and efficient criminal organization. Cocaine, heroin, methamphetamines, a flood of poison flowed north, enriching him, corrupting governments, and destroying lives. The drugs trafficked by the Sinaloa Cartel had a devastating impact on communities around the world, fueling addiction, crime, and violence. Guzmán's empire was built on the suffering of countless individuals, a legacy of destruction that continues to this day. La Tuna, Mexico. A place that seems almost forgotten by time, where the modern world feels distant and the struggles of daily life are ever present. A small, impoverished village nestled in the foothills of the Sierra Madre. Here, life is a constant battle against the elements and the harsh realities of poverty. This is where El Chapo was born, into a world of limited opportunity and crushing poverty. His childhood was harsh, marked by the daily grind of survival. School held little appeal for him, as the promise of education seemed a distant dream. The mountains whispered a different kind of education, one that was not found in books or classrooms. They taught him the ways of the land, the secrets of survival, and the harsh truths of life in this remote region. He started young, working in the fields of marijuana and opium poppies that blanketed the hillsides. These crops were the lifeblood of the local economy, the only means of making a living in a place where legitimate opportunities were scarce. The drug trade was the only game in town. It was a dangerous game, but one that promised rewards far beyond what any other work could offer. For many, it was a choice between starvation and survival. Survival was the name, and violence was the rule. He learned quickly, adapting to the brutal realities of the drug trade. The stakes were high, and the consequences of failure were deadly. He was ambitious, ruthless, and possessed a natural cunning. These traits set him apart from others, marking him as someone destined for more than just a life of toil in the fields. He rose through the ranks, attracting the attention of powerful drug lords. His ability to navigate the treacherous waters of the drug trade, combined with his relentless drive, made him a valuable asset. Men like Pablo Escobar, the Colombian cocaine king, took notice. They saw in him a kindred spirit, someone who shared their ambition and their willingness to do whatever it took to succeed. El Chapo, the young and ambitious upstart, had caught their eye. He was no longer just a small-time player. He was on the path to becoming a major force in the drug world. He was ready to make his move. With a combination of strategic thinking, ruthless execution, and an unyielding drive, he set out to carve his own path to power. The birth of a kingpin was underway, and the world would soon know his name. The drug trade is a ladder, and El Chapo was determined to climb it. From the very beginning, he was driven by an insatiable ambition, a desire to rise above the poverty and obscurity of his early life. The ladder he chose was fraught with danger, but it also promised immense power and wealth to those who could navigate its treacherous rungs. He joined the Guadalajara Cartel, learning the intricate workings of smuggling routes and building a network of loyal followers. Under the tutelage of seasoned cartel leaders, El Chapo honed his skills in logistics, strategy, and the art of evasion. He quickly became known for his cunning and ruthlessness, traits that would serve him well in his future endeavors. But ambition, like a caged beast, cannot be contained. El Chapo's aspirations grew beyond the confines of the Guadalajara Cartel. He envisioned an empire of his own, one that would dominate the drug trade not just in Mexico but across the globe. His ambition was a driving force, pushing him to take risks that others would shy away from. He formed his own cartel, the Sinaloa Cartel. With a strategic mind and a ruthless approach, El Chapo began to carve out his territory. He surrounded himself with trusted lieutenants and loyal soldiers, each one playing a crucial role in the expansion of his empire. The Sinaloa Cartel quickly became a formidable force, known for its efficiency and brutality. They carved a bloody path through Mexico, consolidating power, eliminating rivals, and establishing dominance. The streets ran red with the blood of those who dared to oppose them. The Sinaloa Cartel's rise was marked by a series of violent confrontations, each one more brutal than the last. Their message was clear: defy us and face the consequences. Their reach extended far beyond the mountains of Sinaloa. The cartel's influence spread across borders, infiltrating cities and towns throughout North America and beyond. They established sophisticated smuggling routes, using everything from tunnels to submarines to transport their illicit goods. No border was too secure, no obstacle too great. They infiltrated governments, bribed officials, and controlled shipping routes across continents. Corruption became a key tool in their arsenal, allowing them to operate with impunity. From local law enforcement to high-ranking politicians, the Sinaloa Cartel's influence was pervasive. They manipulated the system to their advantage, ensuring that their operations ran smoothly. Billions of dollars flowed into their coffers, fueling their ambition and their brutality. The wealth they amassed was staggering, funding lavish lifestyles and furthering their criminal enterprises. Money was power, and the Sinaloa Cartel wielded it with ruthless efficiency. Their story is one of ambition, violence, and the relentless pursuit of power. 1993. El Chapo's reign of terror was seemingly halted. He was captured in Guatemala and extradited to Mexico. Sentenced to 20 years, he was imprisoned in a maximum security prison. But prison walls could not hold him. In 2001 he escaped, hidden in a laundry cart. The escape was audacious, a testament to his power and the corruption that riddled the Mexican justice system. He was free again, a phantom returned to haunt his enemies and rebuild his empire. He evaded capture for 13 years, a ghost moving through the mountains. But the net was closing in. The DEA and Mexican authorities were relentless. His legend, once a shield, became his prison. In 2014, he was captured again, this time in Mazatlan, Mexico. His capture was a major victory, a blow to the cartel. But the celebration was short-lived. In 2015, he escaped again. This time through a mile-long tunnel dug right under the prison. The escape was a masterpiece of planning and audacity, a humiliation for the Mexican government. His freedom was short-lived. In 2016 he was recaptured, this time for good. His trial in New York City in 2019 was a media sensation. Witnesses testified to his brutality, his ruthlessness, and the vast scope of his criminal enterprise. He was found guilty and sentenced to life in prison. But the Sinaloa Cartel, like a hydra, lives on. His capture was a victory, but the war on drugs is far from over. The cartel continues to operate, a testament to the enduring power of corruption, poverty, and the insatiable demand for narcotics.